Welcome back. Manatee County Commissioners deciding today to seriously consider purchasing a sports complex in Lakewood Ranch in what they're calling a great deal.
Officials also saying the potential income would bring a steady revenue into Manatee County. ABC 7's Dwayne Lindo is live in Lakewood Ranch with more details. Dwayne?
Well, guys, commissioners were pretty excited about the possibilities, saying the purchase of this park would be a great use of county dollars.
The Manatee Commission making it clear that the purchase of the 127-acre premier sports campus in Lakewood Ranch is in the best interest for the county and its taxpayers.
It's a great opportunity considering what it's truly worth.
A property with all of its assets worth more than $21 million, according to Manatee County Commissioner Vanessa Ball.
If you look at the acreage that's involved and how much it generally costs in Lakewood Ranch, it is a fantastic opportunity. We're getting it for a tenth of the cost.
The price tag in relation to the property, $5.2 million. She says in addition to the purchase value, this sports complex would bring East Manatee in line with the county as a whole.
There's a lot of people in Bradenton that have never been out to Lakewood Ranch out east. It'll be a great opportunity to get us more in line with each other here in the county.
According to the director of the Bradenton Area Convention and Visitors Bureau, Elliot Falcioni, the complex brought about $14.1 million in economic impact in 2016-2017, and with the help of $3.2 million in tourist taxes and $2.1 million in impact fees to help with the purchase of the complex, revenue for the park will skyrocket.
It is an economic driver for really the state of Florida. So this gives us an opportunity to continue to drive up to $18 million of new dollars into our county on a year-round basis.
Falcioni goes on to say, although the seller of the property, Schrader Manatee Ranch, kept the facilities up to par, they do plan on some enhancements.
Some additional permanent bathrooms, a small multi-purpose air-conditioned facility that a lot of the large tournament promoters have asked us to do. And then there'll be an additional 36 acres on the north side of Premier for future parks development.
The park would be owned and operated by the county, with Falcioni feeling confident with the Visitors Bureau running venue programming.
But we plan on to make it bigger and better in the marketplace for many years to come.
Now, the next discussion will be with the Tourist Development Council on December 4th, and the topic will be brought back before commissioners on December 7th during the land use meeting. Reporting on the premier sports complex in Lakewood Ranch, Dwayne Lindo, your Suncoast News.
All right, Dwayne, thank you. Manatee County Sheriff's detectives are searching for the person responsible for breaking into 5 vehicles last week. This all happened along 72nd Street Northwest and 73rd Street Northwest in Bradenton. Deputies say someone entered 5 unlocked cars to 2 locations on November 22nd. Detectives say surveillance video shows the suspect breaking into one of the cars. Anyone with information can call Manatee County Crime Stoppers at 866-634-TIPS. Alex Miller's resignation as state representative left a vacancy in the State House for months, but now a special primary election is just days away, and 2 candidates are vying for the Democratic spot on the ballot. Absentee and early voting ballots are already being cast for Miller's replacement. This primary is set for December 5th, and since only one Republican is running, all eyes are on the 2 Democrats battling out for their party's nomination. Ruta Giuliani versus Margaret Good.
Sometimes you don't even have one Democrat challenging for some of these Republican-leaning seats. So to have 2 Democrats is a little bit unusual, and they're both credible candidates.
Coming up tonight at 7 o'clock, ABC 7's Jess Dowdrick will introduce you to both of the Democratic nominees. You'll hear from both candidates about why they should get your vote on December 5th.
Now to an update on the Sarasota National Cemetery's push to raise enough money to buy wreaths for its 12,000 grave sites. The Sarasota chapter of Wreaths Across America reporting they've surpassed the 70% mark for fundraising. However, they only have 3 days left to raise enough money for another 3,800 wreaths to fill the cemetery. $15 will sponsor 1 wreath and $30 will sponsor 3. We have all the information on how you can donate on our website at mysuncoast.com. And if you're heading to the beach anytime soon, you might want to keep a close eye on the water. A swimmer spotted a shark very close to the shoreline. However, these photos were actually taken last Tuesday. The shark was about 5 feet long and was spotted between the North Jetty and Nokomis Beach. The photographer says the shark swam toward the shoreline twice before heading back into deeper waters. The swimmer quickly changed her direction after learning of the potential danger. Lucky for her.
Well, there are more sharks out there than I think all of us really want to admit.
And sometimes they're a bit more scared of us than we are of them.
That's right. Yeah. All right, let's get a check on our weather again with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan. Bob.
Beach weather, perfect today. Lots of sunshine out there. Water temperature still cool for some, but in the low 70s. I'm sure it's not too bad for some of the northern visitors right now. We can have a trough of low pressure. We have a trough here located in the Gulf of Mexico. This trough of low pressure basically moving off to the west right now, and a little extension of that trough headed over the Bahamas, and this will continue to move off to the northeast. Not a big issue for us, though. We're looking at a few showers trying to make their way over to west central Florida, but not having much success. 79, the sun has gone down, and the humidity 60%. We have an east wind at 7 now, and the pressure way up there. 30-10, that continues to rise slowly. The Gulf water temperature, there it is, 71 degrees. 10 degrees warmer in Venice right now. Same in Northport and in Punta Gorda, 79 in Sarasota. Bradenton and Lakewood Ranch are at 78 degrees. We'll look for lows tonight to be slightly above average into the mid-60s for the most part, but should be mild right through 11 o'clock with a temperature of 68 degrees by 11. More in your forecast in just a few minutes. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Bob. North Korea firing its first ballistic missile since September, and Japanese officials say it may have landed inside the country's economic zone in the Sea of Japan. That's all according to South Korea's Joint Chiefs of Staff, which said a missile was launched early Wednesday and then headed east. U.S. defense and intelligence officials had been growing increasingly puzzled as to why North Korean leader Kim Jong-un had not tested a ballistic missile in nearly 2 months. Before Wednesday's test, North Korea had fired 22 missiles without active warheads during 15 tests since February. U.S. officials say North Korea is continuing to develop its missiles, rocket fuel, and engines, as well as targeting and guidance systems. And now to the Russian investigation and new insight this afternoon. Former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn may be looking to cut a deal with Special Counsel Robert Mueller. Flynn faces jail time for allegedly lying about his foreign connections as National Security Advisor. On Monday, his attorney met with Mueller's team, a sign of a possible plea deal that could make Flynn a government witness in the Russia probe. The president has supported Flynn in the past, even after he was forced out of his administration.
I don't think he did anything wrong. If anything, he did something right.
Flynn's lawyer recently cut off communication with the White House and told Congress that Flynn wants to tell his story. Later this week, the special counsel is expected to question Communications Director Hope Hicks.
President Trump on Capitol Hill today to push his big tax overhaul, hoping to get his first legislative win by the end of the year. But with many Republicans still not on board, it could be another presidential promise broken by his own party. ABC's Serena Marshall is at the Capitol with more.
It's a presidential rallying cry. The president behind closed doors, hoping to get those last-minute GOP holdouts on board for tax reform that would revise the nation's tax code, lower the corporate tax rates, and repeal the individual health care mandate.
It's a challenging exercise. Think of sitting there with a Rubik's Cube, trying to get to 50.
At least 7 Republicans have publicly expressed concern with the bill, worried it doesn't do enough for small businesses and concerns about the $1.4 trillion increase to the national deficit.
We can't ignore the debt and deficit issues.
Another glitch. Republicans have argued these cuts are for the middle class. But the latest estimate from the nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office found the Senate bill benefits the rich while hitting low-income Americans hardest. In 10 years, middle-income Americans would be worse off than they are today. A key reason, the repeal of the individual mandate. As the Senate barrels towards a vote on taxes, Congress also grappling with keeping the government funded. The president was supposed to have a bipartisan meeting to iron out a deal, but after he tweeted, "I don't see a deal," 3 hours before the meeting was scheduled, Chuck and Nancy decided to skip it.
The best path forward is to continue negotiating with our Republican counterparts in Congress.
Republican leadership, however, telling them they have to negotiate with the White House.
The political stalemate as Congress has less than 2 weeks to pass a new funding bill or risk shutting down the government. Serena Marshall, ABC News, Capitol Hill.
So to come in your Suncoast News tonight, signs that your child is a victim of bullying and how you can take action before it becomes dangerous.
The warning signs you should look out for before it leads to bigger problems.
Hi, I'm Chef Bob. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday morning on ABC 7, where we'll be serving up the most awesome dishes. Then stop by your neighborhood Publix, pick up the recipe card and all the ingredients.
During the past 10 years, Tidewell Hospice volunteers have provided more than 1 million hours of service. They sit with patients, giving caregivers a break. They work in offices. They take their furry friends on pet therapy visits. They even clown around. Every task performed by a volunteer makes a difference in the lives of our patients and their families. Join Tidewell's volunteer team. They're truly 1 in a million. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
Let me introduce you to the ultimate Florida window. Do you feel safer with this or this? You'll be proud too.
Buy more, save more. Volume discounts on 4 or more windows.
If you're over the age of 50 and considering buying an annuity in the next 60 days, I have some important news for you. Don't buy an annuity until you understand the pros and cons of annuities. A free book to help you maximize your retirement income from television host and 3-time author Josh Melberg has been released. This book reveals little-known truths about annuity strategies in simple-to-understand terms. Grab a pen right now because we are about to offer you this free book that unlocks the 5 little-known secrets we believe baby boomers and seniors should know before buying an annuity. Call 800-307-2040 now and you'll receive a free copy of Josh Melberg's book, Next Gen Annuity Strategies Revealed. As a bonus, we'll also send you the #1 mistakes retirees are making with their investments today, and a free DVD on how you can get up to 33% more income in retirement. Call 800-307-2040 to have your free information kit rushed to your door. Again, that's 800-307-2040.
Naomi, my California closet designer, has been my partner in crime. She was genuinely fun to work with. We have had a ball collaborating on the 8 units that we have done in our home. The closets in the house are great, but the den is what everyone comments on when they walk in the house. And it's so beautiful. They say, whoa, who did that? And I said, it's California Closets. My name is Melissa, and this is my California Closet story.
Keep up with your investments and market trends by watching the ABC 7 Stock Report. Get a recap of all the day's stock market activity. Be sure to watch your Suncoast News at 6 for the ABC 7 Stock Report, sponsored by Sunset Cadillac.
3 simple warning signs could help detect which children bring weapons to school. With more on what parents can look out for, here's ABC News correspondent Kenneth Moten.
In a world where metal detectors and cyberbullies can be part of a regular school day, weapons at school are an unfortunate worry for parents. Now, new research published in the journal Pediatrics may point to what makes a child more likely to bring a weapon to school, perhaps possibly helping to prevent these emergencies before they happen. Researchers looking at data on more than 15,000 high school students, finding that victims of bullying were twice as likely to bring a gun, knife, or club to school property compared to kids who were not bullied. Concerning, since the data also reveals that 20% of kids are victims of bullying. Other warning signs: the student reports involvement in physical fights, skipping school because they felt unsafe, or previous injuries or threats from a classmate. Incidents that even on their own are concerning. So parents, talk to your kids, and if you think bullying is happening, report it before it leads to even bigger problems later. With this Medical Minute, I'm Kenneth Moten, ABC News.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert weather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan.
Well, Lakewood Ranch right now showing the sun is set, skies generally fair, and things are looking pretty good overnight. Just a little bit of fog expected. Some showers along the East Coast right now, but all in all, a really nice day today, wasn't it? Lots of sunshine around, temperatures on the warmer side, and you notice that humidity coming back up just ever so slightly today, and that's a result of that east wind, and looks as though we'll see similar conditions again tonight with low temperatures above average. Now, some rain down to our south associated with a trough of low pressure, and along the East Coast, that easterly wind bringing some moisture in from the Atlantic right now, but not as much rain down south as we saw yesterday near the Keys and in the Florida Straits, a little heavier into Cuba near that area of low pressure. And again, the easterly flow near Melbourne, some light rain there, and a few sprinkles earlier into Polk County, that pushing off to the west. Not much going on here, and it should stay that way. Currently at 79 under fair skies, and the dew point temperature 64, which is a little higher than average. Winds are out of the east at 7, the pressure 30-10. That's high. That continues to rise, and the high today was only 4 degrees shy of a record, 87, a record set back in 1958. This day's high was 83, our normal high at 76 degrees. Now, no rainfall, and so far for the month, just a quarter of an inch. For the year, we're well above average, and we'll stay that way before the end. So we'll be above average for our yearly rainfall total. You'll notice the futurecast indicating some of that rain trying to make it all the way over to the west coast, but not having much success as a result of a large area of high pressure, which continues to really suppress any kind of threat of any significant rainfall here. And we'll do so over the upcoming days. You'll notice a repeated east to northeasterly wind flow over our area through Thursday and Friday, and continuing into the weekend too. So if you like today's weather, you're going to love the weekend as well. We'll see sunshine and temperatures into the upper 70s, just a few degrees above average it looks like. Well, nationally, what's going on? Not a lot over the southeast as a result of that large area of high pressure, and that high pressure ridge will continue to maybe move a little bit more off the coast of the Carolinas here the upcoming days. But for the time being, that will stay firmly entrenched over the southeast United States, keeping things quiet there. Well, this is a pretty big storm system over Northern California into Oregon and Washington. This had been over the Aleutian Islands just a few days ago. And look at this, another storm moving right through the Aleutian Islands of Alaska right there. The Bering Sea storm has 90-mile-an-hour winds and waves up to 50 feet high, or 50 feet high. It's hard to say. Unbelievable storm right there moving across those islands. Now, as far as temperatures go, cool over the northeast in Boston and Portland, but warmer in places like Detroit and Toronto in the upper 50s to low 60s there, 45 in Denver, 78 in Dallas now. And so the warm weather continues over the southern plain states, and 70 now in Macon, 74 in Jacksonville and Birmingham. Not too bad either. Well, there's not much snow around. A little snow in northern Vermont, New Hampshire, also into central Rockies and northern Rockies as well, and up into Canada. That's about it. It's been relatively dry because of the warm temperatures, and looks like that will remain too across our particular region, or at least the central United States, and the northeast still getting some snowfall. Northeast winds for boaters 10 to 15 knots, and then subsiding to 5 to 10 in the afternoon. Seas will be right around 2 feet with a moderate chop out there. Water temperature still in the 70s at 71, UV index at a 5 tomorrow. And the tides upcoming for Sarasota Bay, there they are, 7:54, the next high tide, and sunrise will be at 7:01. Mostly fair, patchy fog and warm, low temperature of 65 degrees. The extended forecast, no mention of rain. Temperatures into the low 80s through Friday, and still above average though over the weekend. The weekend looks great with lots of sunshine. Back to you.
Looking forward to it. Thank you, Bob. Time now to check your first alert traffic for the drive home. There is some red on the map in downtown Bradenton as people head home from work during the rush hour. Otherwise, there are no crashes to report at the moment.
A new report finds Floridians will be the second biggest spenders this holiday season. The survey by retailer Skin Store finding Floridians will spend an average of $850 this holiday season. Texans will spend more than Floridians and are expected to drop $900 on gifts for family, friends, and partners. Behind those states, New York, Massachusetts, and Ohio.
And the holiday season is a special opportunity to spend time with your loved ones, but many families and organizations are spreading the holiday cheer with the gift of giving. Today is Giving Tuesday, and it's an opportunity to give back to local, national, and international charities, and also get involved in your own community. ABC7 spoke to actress and human rights activist Sophia Bush today, and she says today is everyone's opportunity to give.
I love that years ago a bunch of charities teamed up to say, how do we remind people that this is the best time of year to give back? And that's what Giving Tuesday is all about, to remind us all that there are organizations out there in need that we can support, and that there are other ways to give gifts to people you love.
Well, this is the 6th year of Giving Tuesday, and the global movement is meant to unite countries and organizations around the world. And there's plenty of organizations here on the Suncoast, as well as local shelters, local PTAs, charities, organizations, and maybe even just a family that might be struggling. You don't just have to give today. Right. Anytime during the holidays, I'm sure they would welcome a donation or even your time. Entertainment news is next.
This is an important medical announcement. Bard IVC filters have been linked to punctured veins and problems with migration. Anyone who's received a Bard IVC filter must receive medical monitoring and may be entitled to substantial compensation. If you have the Bard Recovery G2 or G2 Express filter, you are in a class of patients who should be compensated for some expenses. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential, there's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to people who should have been warned about the risks of the Bard IVC filters. Call the IVC Filter Hotline if you or a loved one has received an IVC filter and experienced a vein puncture or required medical monitoring. You must call now.
Call 800-329-3089, 800-329-3089.
If you're only hungry for a slice of apple pie, why buy the whole pie? And you certainly wouldn't want to pay for an all-you-can-eat buffet. So if you don't use your cell phone that much, why get charged for a plan that's too big or even an unlimited plan? Luckily, there's still a wireless company that shares your values. Welcome to Consumer Cellular. Our average customer pays about $25 a month for everything they need. Many pay even less, as plans start at just $15 a month. You'll get a straightforward bill that's easy to understand with no surprises and all the attention you deserve from our friendly customer service team. No wonder Consumer Cellular has received the J.D. Power Award for highest customer service 3 times in a row. Plus, if you're an AARP member, you'll receive special discounts. It's easy to switch. You can even keep your phone and your number. So stop paying for more than you need and start your 30-day risk-free trial today. Call 800-457-2317. Go online or visit a Target store today.
There's nothing like this trail in Alabama. It just goes from the northern part of the state to the southern part of the state. We see all kind of different terrains, great value, great fun. We've been coming for 18 years. We started off with a group of 8, grew to 12, and grew to 16. And we love it because where else can you get world-class golf courses with world-class accommodations? To be able to play these type of courses in this environment, and the difficulty keeps us coming back over and over and over again.
The perfect musical for the holidays is live on the Players Center stage. Packed with the big band sounds from World War II, the 1940s Radio Hour is our boogie-woogie bugle boy answer to the holiday blues. Call the Players Center at 365-2494 or visit us at theplayers.org. The Players Wild Broadway series wishes you a Merry Christmas with the 1940s Radio Hour.
I'm Alan Cohn. Where do they stand? The Suncoast will be picking a new state representative, but first Democrats need to choose a candidate.
Tonight on ABC 7 News at 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Movie producer Harvey Weinstein has resigned from the Directors Guild of America as sex scandals and lawsuits continue to grow. A Guild spokesperson confirmed to People magazine his resignation went into effect yesterday. The 65-year-old has already been removed from a number of professional organizations. More than 50 women, including Angelina Jolie, Gwyneth Paltrow, and Ashley Judd, have all accused Weinstein of sexual misconduct. A spokesperson for Weinstein continues to deny the accusations. Weinstein is under investigation by the NYPD, the LAPD, Beverly Hills Police, and UK Police for sexual assaults in their respective jurisdictions.
Actress Carrie Fisher could win a Grammy more than a year after her death. The actress, best known for playing Princess Leia in the Star Wars franchise, has posthumously been nominated for a Grammy. The nomination is for the audiobook recording of her memoir, The Princess Diarist. Her narration is nominated for Best Spoken Word Album. The recording was released in November of 2016, a month before she passed away. Fisher never won a Grammy, but she was nominated in 2009 for her book Wishful Drinking. And former Sarasota resident Greg Allman, who also died earlier this year, is also nominated for his work in 2 categories.
When it comes to setting fashion trends, Meghan Markle is already following in the footsteps of her future sister-in-law. The white belted coat she wore yesterday after announcing her engagement to Prince Harry is a hot commodity. It is from the Canadian label called Line. Admirers crashed the clothing company's website searching for it, and even though it cost $600, it is now sold out.
Wow, that does not surprise me one bit.
It's a good-looking coat for sure. We'll be right back with more.
Listen to this important message. If you owe money to the IRS, you will want to hear this. The IRS is cracking down on those who owe back taxes. They send out devastating letters, garnish paychecks, and even put liens on your home or business. You may have heard of it. It's called enforced compliance. Penalties and interest compound daily on your back taxes, putting you under a mountain of debt. Tax 10,000 has years of experience connecting people with tax resolution specialists who will negotiate with the IRS on your behalf. Working through the IRS Fresh Start program, they will handle all the necessary forms and can negotiate a tax settlement with the IRS. It's that simple. And if you qualify, you may end up saving thousands of dollars, finally ending your financial stress. Now is the time for a fresh start. Now is the time to call Tax 10,000. 800-699-3188. That's 800-699-3188. Call now.